Hello boys and girls, it's Miss Pace here. Today we are going to be looking at our procedures a little bit more, and we're going to be focusing on the method and the steps that it takes in order to complete our finished product. So we know from our reading over the past few days that our procedures have a title, how to bake a cake. They have the ingredients or the equipment that we need in order to make that cake, for example. And then we've got our method and the steps that we need to take in order to reach our finished product. So today, that is what we're looking at. We're looking at our method and the steps that we need to take. So our sequence of steps. We're going to begin by looking at what our sequence needs, so what our list of steps needs. Then we're going to look at one that I've already done for us and the features of it. And then you're going to have a chance to go and write your own sequence of steps. So, our method steps must include, number one, each step must begin with a new line. Notice how even in this list here, each of my points begins on a brand new line. I didn't start writing number two must blah, blah, blah. I started it on a brand new line. So when you write your own sequence of steps, once you finish one sentence, you need to go down to a new line. And notice I've numbered them all so I can keep track of which step I'm up to. And that's really easy when the reader's trying to follow your method. Number two, must begin with a capital letter. Notice how in my list even here, even though it's not some steps to follow to wash a dog, notice that each of them still begin with a capital letter. So very important, and we've done lots of work on capital letters year twos. Number three, must begin with an action verb. So each of your steps must begin with a verb, a doing word. And I've put two examples there. So these ones you might use if you're baking a cake. Put and stir. And number four, important that all the steps are written in order. So like your personal recounts, you write what you did at the beginning and you go through the whole day until the end. It's the same thing with your method. You're going to start with what you have to do first and work your way to the end where you'll have your finished product. So if I am baking a cake, I'm not going to tell someone to put something in the oven when they haven't even made the batter or mixed anything yet. Let's look at our example. Sorry about the colouring, I had to go over it because of the glare. Okay, I've gone with how to wash your hair. So something we all do. All right, let's take a look. First thing I notice is that all my numbers are in green. Look how they're right underneath each other. That's what yours should look like, because every time you finish one step, remember, you need to start a brand new line. So I didn't write number two and start writing put here. I brought it down and I've now started on a brand new line. So all your numbers should be right underneath each other. All right. The next thing I noticed is the orange words. Have a think about what I said was really important that needed to be at the beginning of each of your sentences, of each of your steps. A verb. Yes, an action verb. So let's look at the action verbs I've got. I've got wet, put, scrub, rinse, put, untangle, even though it's not at the beginning, and wash out. So they are the verbs that are at the beginning of each of my steps. I've also underlined the first letter of the beginning word. Have a think about why I've done that. Why do you think each of these letters at the beginning have an underline under them? Yes, because we need a capital letter at the beginning of our sentences. So each time we've begun a new line, capital letter straight away. Awesome, let's have a read. How to wash your hair. Number one, wet your hair under warm water. Number two, put shampoo in your hair. Number three, scrub the shampoo into your hair. Number four, rinse out the shampoo. Number five, put conditioner into your hair and untangle any knots. Number six, wash out the conditioner. So that's an example of what your list or your sequence of steps should look like. Notice I've also got, some of them might be difficult to see because they're still in yellow, but there's a full stop at the end of each of my steps. So really important, yeah? So now you're going to have a go at doing your own sequence of steps. So on the next slide on the Google slides that you're working on today, you'll see a few options, a few choices of a sequence of steps that you can try. So give one of those a go and give it your best shot. Thanks, you twos.